So Nick unfortunately sustained the knee injury late in the game, landing from the ruck contest, and he'll be in a brace for a number of weeks with to allow the ligament to heal up. Early signs are good, and there's not much swelling in the joint, and he'll get going with getting his quads activated, and then we'll see him later in the season. So Luke, subbed out at three-quarter time, was reporting progressive groin soreness as the game went on. He's come off OP-affected pre-season, and young player will monitor his progression, but we'll see how he is later in the week. Yeah, Willie copped a knock to the quad early in the game. It didn't affect his function, but he was a bit stiff and sore on the flight on the way home, but we'll have a lighter start to the week, but we'll be fine for the game. Yeah, so Andrew, we're taking a cautious approach, and he won't be out there this week, but we're looking in the next 1 to 2 weeks for Andrew to be back on the park. Sam was a little bit tight after the derby, but the calf has settled down really nicely at the back end of last week, and he's just got to get through training this week to be available. Yeah, so Elliot played about 70 minutes in the waffle and just feels like he's played a game of football, the body contact, and in his role with the contested type of game that he plays, just through the abs and the groins and the hips, just that football first game back soreness. So a good soreness is how he describes it. TK at the end of last week ticked off his speed progressions with his hamstring, and he's just got a full week of training to be available for Friday. Cripper and Clarkey have gone really well through their shoulder progressions, and they're pushing hard to put their hand up for this week. So they'll be a test this week, and if the doc signs them off and he's happy with where they're at in their functional progressions and timelines, then we might see them this weekend. Oscar has building his running and football training with his foot, and he's had no issues with that. So he's got another couple of weeks of that build before we'll see him in a game. Dom and Tom have done their progressions through the Alter G, and they're going to have their first run on ground today, and both reported well off their initial weight-bearing running, and they'll do their straight line build and then work through the progressions, change direction and kicking, and then their football progressions from there. So both going well. So Zane's built his fitness, his running loads and his football loads, and he'll have a big training session later in the week, which will be a game-like prep, and we're hoping to see him back next week.